President Rodrigo Duterte's tirade against Vice President Leni Robredo is full of false claims, sexist innuendos, and threats. In a televised speech Tuesday, November 17, Duterte falsely accuses Robredo of claiming he was missing in action during the onslaught of Typhoon Ulysses.
She made a blunder, a big one, and she practically lied, making her incapable of truth. Alam mo, yung pakana niya na wala ako sa Baguio, I was here. Dito I was attending a summit, ASEAN summit. You were lying. You knew that I was working.
But Robredo never commented about Duterte's absence during Ulysses. The hashtag Nasaan ang Pangulo trended because Filipinos online asked where the president was during the typhoon. In a tweet, Robredo immediately fact-checks Duterte and dares whoever peddled the fake news to the president to review all her tweets. Duterte also wrongly accuses the vice president of doing nothing to help typhoon response efforts, even if Robredo initiated rescue calls for flood victims. He warns her not to compete with him.
Kaya ako lumipad doon sa Bicol. Inunahan mo ako pakunwari. But do not compete with me. And do not start a quarrel with me. Kasi ikaw, wala ka talagang nagawa. Except yung mga tawag-tawag.
Halfway into his speech, the president threatens to ruin Robredo's chances of becoming president.
When you start your campaign kung magtakbo ka ng presidente, waswasan kita ng gusto. Oh, this is your nightmare. Mag-order ka pa on the day. God, you are presuming that I should be giving orders on the day of the storm. That is stupid. That is why you cannot become a president, really. Mahina ka eh.
Robredo calls Duterte a misogynist and tweets a video of her staff repacking relief goods for typhoon victims. She says there is no space for our ego when lives are at stake. Duterte's rants against Robredo sparked the hashtags Duterte Meltdown and Nasiraan ang Pangulo on Twitter. One user says the president's emotional breakdown is all about his insecurities towards a working woman. Another calls the president an icon of hate, insecurity, and incompetence. Despite Duterte's meltdown against her, Robredo is seen in a relief operation Wednesday, November 18 in Ragay Town, Camarines Sur.
I think that's very unprecedented. Pero karapatan niya naman sabihin kung ano yung dapat niya sabihin. Pero siguraduhin niya lang na tama yung pinagbabasehan niya. And in this case, mali siya.
President Rodrigo Duterte approves a state of calamity for Luzon following the devastation of back-to-back typhoons Rolly and Ulysses. Duterte says he signed the proclamation Monday, November 16, after the National Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council, or NDRRMC, recommended a Luzon-wide state of calamity. The declaration will make it easier for local governments to access quick response or calamity funds, which for many localities have been depleted due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Typhoon Rolly, international name Goni, caused widespread damage to agriculture and homes, especially in the Bicol region. While Typhoon Ulysses, international name Vamco, brought floods to parts of Metro Manila and the rest of Luzon. The Health Department assures Filipinos the government can still procure COVID-19 vaccines from companies like Moderna, even if it did not hold clinical trials in the country. Health Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergeri gives the assurance Wednesday, November 18. When asked whether the absence of local clinical trials of Moderna's COVID-19 vaccine will have any implication in the government's vaccine procurement plan.
Hindi po naman yan makakapag-stop sa gobyerno para mag-procure tayo as long as they will go through the regulatory process at makikita po natin ang mga naging epekto ng kanilang Phase 1, Phase 2, and Phase 3.
She says they can readily procure once the vaccine expert panel evaluates and gets approval from the Food and Drug Administration. Moderna announced on Monday its experimental vaccine against COVID-19 is 94.5% effective, marking a second major breakthrough in the quest to end the pandemic. Vaccine Czar Secretary Carlito Galvez Jr. says on November 9, supplies of a COVID-19 vaccine will most likely arrive in the Philippines by the end of 2021 or in early 2022. Twitter launches its vanishing post feature Fleets Tuesday, November 17. The newest rollout lets users post tweets that only stay on the platform for 24 hours. This is similar to Snapchat Snaps or Instagram Stories. Twitter says the new option is designed to be an easier way to share what's on one's mind with less pressure. It adds, Fleets will be updated over time with new features based on user feedback. Fleets is on a global rollout for iOS and Android in the coming days. There is no word yet on whether it will be on the desktop version as well. Multiple Facebook users and pages claim Vice President Leni Robredo donated chicharron or deep-fried pork rind to Typhoon Ulysses victims in San Mateo, Rizal. This is false. Robredo did not donate chicharron to the victims of the typhoon. The post circulated as early as Saturday, November 14. At the right side of the graphic was a photo of Robredo holding a huge bag of fish crackers, which are different from chicharron. There are screenshots of a comment by a certain Rosica Louis Hendeve, supposedly a resident of San Mateo, Rizal, who claimed Robredo gave them chicharron. Using reverse image search, Robredo's photo holding a bag of fish crackers was posted by the Vice President on her official Twitter account on Friday, November 13. The bag of snacks was for her team, not the typhoon victims. Robredo's tweet read, "Speaking engagement in the morning and the rest of the day ahead visiting communities. We brought food with us to be sure." Hendeve also claimed Robredo brought along members of the media with her. But there is no report from any legitimate news organization about Robredo supposedly giving away chicharron to typhoon victims in San Mateo. As of publishing, user Rosica Louis Hendeve is no longer available on Facebook. This is not the first time Robredo's relief efforts became a target of disinformation. In January, Rappler debunked claims she gave only 5 pieces of pandesal bread and bottled water to the victims of the Taal volcano eruption.